Oh. Let's talk about what you just saw, which, by the way, is something I've been keeping a secret since January at CES in Las Vegas, where Elgato took me into a back room and they're like, "Hey, check out this microphone," and then they used their voodoo witchcraft, also called an NDA, to swear me to secrecy, and I had to pretend it didn't exist for like 5 months, and that killed me because this is something that I'm actually very excited about. I didn't think I would be at first, and the more I've gotten to play around with it, they sent me a prototype a couple months ago. I'm very excited about this. The Elgato Wave is a USB mic that comes with free software that basically turns it into a GoXLR. A $130 mic is now a GoXLR. And I don't say that lightly, by the way. You guys know how much I've loved the GoXLR and how much I tout it as like my favorite device for streamers. This really gives the GoXLR a run for its money. This the functionality of the mic app combo is not like kind of like a GoXLR. Some of the functionality that Elgato has added into this is stuff we've been asking for GoXLR to include since launch, and they haven't yet, and they put it in this. I'm very excited to do a side-by-side comparison. I don't have a GoXLR in my other hand. It's all plugged in over there. I don't like pulling it apart. But a side-by-side comparison between this mic and the GoXLR. Let's go over a brief overview of what it is, how it works, its functionality, so you can see the app. Let's do a mic quality test. Compare this thing to maybe another popular USB mic and maybe the GoXLR combo, so you can kind of hear the difference there. And then we will decide if this thing really is a GoXLR killer, because being real with you, for a certain group of people, I think it might be. But before we get any further, I do just want to remind you that I stream on Twitch every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. So if you have any questions about this microphone that maybe I don't cover, interesting thoughts you might have about it, feel free to jump into my chat. Link to that in the description down below. Let's jump into unboxing this thing. There are two versions of this microphone, the Wave 1 that is $129 and the Wave 3, which is $159. And being very straightforward with you, there is very little difference between the two. The front knob on the Wave 3 has a little bit more functionality. On the Wave 1, all it does is control the headphone volume, and then you click it to mute. On the Wave 3, clicking the button actually switches between 3 different functions. The first one being microphone gain, the second one being headphone volume, and the last one being a balance knob between your system sound and your microphone sound. And then the Wave 3 also has a capacitive mute button on the top of it. And the only other real difference, which very few of you are gonna actually utilize, is it has the capacity to record at twice the sample rate of 96,000 hertz rather than 48,000 hertz, which is what you're gonna use in OBS anyway. So unless you're trying to like record professional audio, it doesn't really make a big difference. They also made a shock mount for $39 and a pop filter for $29 that are both made directly for this microphone. They're actually kind of nice, if that's something you're looking to add to your whole microphone rig. But the unboxing experience is pretty standard for Elgato. There's a tiny little box in the front. Inside that box is the USB cable and this little knob thing that allows you to unscrew this stand, and instead it's an adapter for this hole to go onto some kind of, arm mount. So you don't need the shock mount to mount it to a boom arm. Shock mount provides shock mounting. Shocker. hate myself. Once you have the microphone unboxed, download the Wavelink software from the Elgato website and plug in your microphone, and you're kind of ready to get going. Now this, looking at the app here, is where you start to notice it looks and functions kind of like the GoXLR. However, there are some differences that are very much worth noting. But let's stop talking about it here. Let's do it. Like, let's go over there where we have the microphone set up. Okay, so we got the whole shebang going here. We got the microphone hooked up here. I even unplugged my whole microphone setup. We kind of went full send. No regrets. That did take a long time though, but this is the Wave 3 with the shock mount and the pop filter on my boom arm, so you can kind of see what it's looking like. But let's take a look at what it would be like to use this mic in your stream setup and how configuring it would work, because there are a couple really cool features. One of them was my idea, by the way. So hang on to that. You can see, just like the GoXLR, we have multiple software inputs, so that way you can split up your game chat from your Discord voice chat, from music playing in the background. You can even set your browser as a separate source. You have a ton of inputs, and right off the bat, you already have one advantage over the GoXLR, which is it's starting off with 5 when you have 4 on the GoXLR. But on top of that, you can add another input if you want to. So for example, if I wanted to add the line in to my whole rig here, add a line in, and now we have 6. And I can actually get up to, I don't know if 9 is the max, but that's what it's, let's just find out. Yeah, looks like you can get 9 inputs total. Another thing to note here that's worth talking about that I'm very excited about. So here I have my 5 different inputs. I have my voice, I have my game sound, I have my music, I have a browser if I open up YouTube and play non-DMCA stuff, and then I have my Discord voice chat. I control the volume with these guys, which is what your next question probably is. Why are there 2 faders on each one? This is a big deal. Submixes. And if you don't know what a submix is, let me explain what's going on. Let's say you're playing a game that has a lot of downtime, a lot of awkward silence, and you want to have music playing in the background. But if the music is playing too loud, you won't hear footsteps. Maybe you're playing Escape from Tarkov or PUBG or something. So you want music to be playing loud enough for your stream to hear it, but quiet enough for you that it's not really bothering you. What you can do is you can turn it down in your headphones, lower than sending it to the stream. You have 2 completely separate mixes between your headphones and the stream. And when they showed me this microphone in January, originally this was a little lock button right here, and when you clicked it, these 2 snapped back together to be exactly the same. I told them I don't think I would ever actually use that. I can't imagine a scenario where I quickly needed to snap them to being equal again. What I would prefer is a ratio lock, because what often happens on my GoXLR is my teammates sound really loud in my headphones, but they sound really quiet on stream. And this is just what happens when you're sending it to 2 outputs, one being a powered output, your PC, one being an unpowered output, your headphones. And when you're sending them to both of those, sound pressure levels just become all wonky. I can't explain exactly why, but I often hear people say my teammates are too quiet and they are blaring loud in my ears. So what I can do is, in voice chat, I can turn down the headphones a little bit more and keep the voice chat in there. And when I lock these, when you move one, it moves them both. So any adjustments you make adjust both, but they remain the same ratio throughout the fader. Not gonna lie, I'm really proud of that idea. And then you can see down here, these are the 2 outputs. So you have your monitor mix, meaning what you hear in your headphones. Let me plug them in. So I open up a stream and I wanna make sure anything I open in Chrome comes through browser, which it is right now. They give you this nice little shortcut button up here that takes you right to your app volume and device preferences. So I can see that Google Chrome is coming through the output of Wavelink browser, which is what I want. If I were to open Spotify and start playing music here, you would see Spotify appear as another app here, and under output, you would change this to Wavelink music, and it would pop up right in here. Now you can see my headphones are a lot lower than the stream output, and that's entirely because of this. You can see as I bring them up to the same volume, now they stay the same. If I turn down browser, you can see less of it is coming through the headphones than are coming through the stream output. And what they've done is they've given you these little ear buttons, so when you're done mixing all your different outputs properly, you can click on this, and I can hear what my stream hears now. Go back to this, I go back to my own mix. That way you can make sure your headphones are exactly what you want to hear and you're sending your stream exactly what you want to hear. So for example, maybe I go listen to the stream output and I go, oh, the browser is way too loud. It sounded great in my headphones. It's way too loud in the stream mix. Let me unlock this real quick, lower this down, lock them back up. Now if I make any adjustments, they stay the same. The biggest thing to me that this software is lacking right now is any presence of VSTs. VSTs meaning virtual studio technologies, or like for example on the GoXLR you have compression, you have EQ, you have a noise gate. None of those things exist in here yet. However, I have been told this is something they're working on, and they'll be releasing things like noise gates for your microphones in some really soon upcoming releases. It's not a huge deal if you're on a single PC setup, because in that situation is you have one of your audio inputs be your main stream, you have another audio input be your microphone, and then you make sure that you mute your microphone from the stream mix. That way you're still getting the microphone input right here, and anything else like a stream is going to come through the main stream mix. And then you can just add some filters onto this one. You can add a noise gate manually in OBS just to the microphone mix here because you separated them in OBS. The place where this became difficult was on a 2 PC setup where you send everything over to the streaming PC already mixed together, or it's called being summed together. And you can't put a noise gate on just the vocal track. You'd have to put a noise gate across everything, and that's gonna sound terrible. You don't wanna do that. So I look forward to them adding VSTs into the software itself that would solve that entire problem. Which leads us to the next exciting thing, which is adding your Stream Deck to it. In the Stream Deck software, they've added a brand new app called, of course, Wavelink. And there are a lot of things you can do. There's one thing you can do that the GoXLR can't do, and there's one thing that I wish they would add in. I feel like they forgot. Most of these are self-explanatory. In fact, it actually comes with 2 Wavelink profiles. Basically what Elgato felt is the default most helpful setup right here. So a couple cool things to note. If you want a mute input button, for example, if you want to be able to mute your teammates from your headphones. So let's say you want this mute input button over here, right? Let's put it on the bottom. You want to mute them from your headphones. You don't want to mute them from the stream. You would change this to voice chat to mute your teammates, and you'd make sure you have monitor mix set up. That way it's going to mute it from your monitoring mix in your headphones. It's not going to mute it from the output. And one of the nice extra functionalities that they've given you is it shows you on here the percentage of the volume of that input. So that way if your Wavelink software is behind your gameplay, it's covered, you can actually still see what all the levels are at on your Stream Deck itself. You have adjust an input volume, which is very helpful. So again, let's go to voice chat, and you can choose in what increments this changes. So you notice if I go to negative, it automatically makes this a minus symbol. So we can actually do this twice. Let's give it a +10 and a -10. And now you can see when I press those buttons, that fader goes up and down in increments of 10. Now this is the problem that I have with it, is because these two are locked. If I move it manually here, they move together, but if I move it with the Stream Deck, it moves by itself. I locked those two. This button should move them both 10%, not just the monitor mix. And it's interesting because when I click it, they click back to the same ratio they were at before. So let's see if that gets fixed soon. That was bothering me earlier. If you really wanted to, you could just set up a multi-action that had both the monitor and the stream mixes in there, so it changed them both at the same time. That just kind of ruins the whole point of having a ratio lock, so anyway, I'll get off my soapbox about that. But another neat thing that's worth noting you can do is not just adjusting the volume, but you can actually set the volume. So let's put this in between them there. Let's say I have 2 standard teammate volumes. There is teammates when I'm alive and playing, and that's at full volume. So let's set this up to 100. And then we've got a smaller one for maybe I'm in a battle royale and I die, my teammates are still playing. I want to talk to chat. I want to still be able to hear my teammates, but I want to have them lower. So I have a lower volume setting down here. So that way you can see when I hit the 100%, it goes all the way up to 100. You can see when I hit, what was that, 28%? It goes down to 28. So you can have preset volumes that you just jump to. That way you have your different settings for different points in the game. You can just click a button and it's gonna fix everything. You can mute and adjust outputs the same way you mute and adjust inputs. So for example, if you wanna change your headset volume, you do that with adjust output volume. You can also adjust your stream output through that. Don't know why you'd want to change your overall stream volume, but it's there. And essentially, you turn your Stream Deck into a makeshift GoXLR. I'm pretty impressed with what they've been able to do with this software, other than the couple hiccups that I brought up, and I'm hoping they'll fix soon. But this is a very high functioning system here. They have also let me know that they plan on making a third output. So for example, if you want to set another output to Discord, then you'd be able to use the mute functions on your Stream Deck as Discord mute buttons, toggle mutes, press to mutes. I look forward to that update. But let me grab some other mics and let's test the audio quality. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison yet, so let's listen to them together. All right, I found some competition here. We've got the Blue Yeti X, which typically goes for what, $169 when it's not being price gouged because of the pandemic. And then we have the HyperX Quadcast, which I believe went for $139, although I've seen the price drop a couple times, even down to $100. Now, since I only have one boom arm, we're gonna take these one at a time. I'm gonna hold it next to the microphone. I'm gonna speak into them both, and then you guys will be able to choose which one you like most. We'll let you know which one's being heard. So right now what you're hearing is the Elgato Wave, but right now what you're hearing is the HyperX Quadcast. And then back to the Elgato Wave so you can hear what that sounds like compared to the HyperX Quadcast over here. And then if I get a little further away, this is what the Elgato Wave sounds like. And then again, at the same distance, this is what the HyperX Quadcast sounds like. Again, back to the Elgato Wave, and then back over to the HyperX Quadcast. And now we're gonna swap out the competition. So what you're hearing right now, again, is the Elgato Wave, but what you're hearing right now is the Yeti X. And again, back to the Elgato Wave so you can hear what that sounds like against the Yeti X, so you can hear what that sounds like compared to the Elgato. And if I get a little bit further back, you can hear what the Elgato Wave sounds like, and you can also hear what the Yeti X sounds like. Again, back to the Elgato Wave, and then back over to the Yeti X. And just being real with you guys, I have almost no good way of listening to those until this video is edited. So we will basically be hearing what those sound like compared together at the same time. Though I might just be getting a little lazy. It's 7:30 in the morning. I've been testing and filming all night. You're gonna have to give me a pass on this one. All right, so after all the pomp and circumstance, Wave versus GoXLR. Where are they standing? Let's start with situations where the Wave wins. Number one, price. We're talking $129 or $159 compared to a $249 GoXLR plus a microphone, a cable, potentially a pop filter. We're talking about up to $400 at pretty much the cheapest. Less than a third of that if you want to go with the Wave 1 instead of the Wave 3. Number two, submixes, something everybody has wished for a while, being able to change what you hear versus what the stream hears. Number three, the fact that it's software based means that it can be improved over time. They can just push out a free update to you and suddenly you have VSTs in your software. Number four, price. Again, it needs to be said again, that is just massive. Number five, Stream Deck integration. And I know what you're gonna say, GoXLR just released Stream Deck integration. Did you try that? That was the most disappointing release I've ever seen. They gave you two options and they were like halfway designed and they couldn't even be bothered to give a full res X-shaped image here. Look how low res that is. They're not asking for a lot, 72 by 72, and that's all they gave them. So proper Stream Deck integration is massive. What are we at, number 6 now? I think number 6. The fact that it's the full package. The GoXLR won't work unless you have a microphone attached to it. This is a microphone and the interface in one thing. And number 7, price. We're going with price again. Let's go to the strengths of the GoXLR now. The first and probably biggest strength of the GoXLR is that it is a professional XLR device. You can plug in any professional mic, it will sound amazing. You have the ability to choose the microphone you want, so much more control over your sound. That's the big one that people are still going to pay for. If they want a nice Shure SM7B that sounds professional, they're gonna go with the GoXLR. Number 2, and another very big one for the GoXLR, is the I/O on the back of it. The inputs, the outputs, all the hardware routing that goes on there, making it incredibly easy to set up a 2 PC setup without the need of weird software like Voicemeeter. I got this working on a 2 PC setup just fine. Maybe I'll go into a whole tutorial on it down the road. If that's something you guys want, let me know in the comments down below. But it required both the Elgato software and voice meter running, both of them routing audio. Number 3 for the GoXLR, physical faders. Physical faders will always be a huge advantage. They're convenient, they're easy, they make sense. I love the physical faders on the GoXLR. It's probably one of the biggest things that's gonna keep me on the GoXLR instead of jumping over to this. And number 4, the built-in VSTs. The fact that inside the GoXLR there is EQ, compression, noise gate, and even a de-esser on the full-size GoXLR. Right now, that's an advantage until Elgato adds those in. However, even when they add those in, it's important to know that that processing will be done by your PC and will take up some of your resources on your CPU or your GPU. Whereas on the GoXLR, all the signal processing is done on an actual processor inside the GoXLR, so it's not putting any extra load on your PC. So, does this, I got another one, right? Yeah, here we go. Does this thing kill the GoXLR? Giving you a full honest answer, the fact that I came up with 4 very strong arguments for the GoXLR means it still has a place in the market. It's just that that place in the market is now for people who want to spend a couple extra $100 more than they actually need to. What I think this microphone will do is not so much kill the GoXLR, but change it. It used to be really the only device of its kind, the only thing with this functionality, kind of the only option for people who wanted good audio. That's not the case anymore. Now there's something for a third of the price that can do sometimes more than the GoXLR can do. And this mic will change the GoXLR from being, well, it used to be the only option, now it'll be the premium option. If you want to upgrade from something like this, you want to spend a couple extra $100 for that extra I/O, for that extra versatility, you'll go with the GoXLR. But that's gonna about wrap it up. If there's something you think I missed or a question that maybe I didn't answer, again, feel free to jump into my Twitch chat. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Link to my channel in the link down below. I hope this really helped. And as always, happy streaming. What are those walls?
I don't know.
Oh, little guy, what is he doing?
Oh, I beat him up, dude, don't worry.
That was the creepiest thing I've ever seen. Ah! I don't like these little zombies.